everyone, welcome to We Are Fear. Woo! Welcome to our 13th episode. I know mnashangaa, what's happening? Why am I alone? So today is Ask Leah episode, and I tell you the truth, I'm very anxious. So this is what happened. So I think for the past 3 weeks, Rita has been reaching out to my friends and asking them to send in questions that they would want to ask me and they would want me to answer in this episode. So Rita reached out. She's just behind the camera today, and the only one who is in front of the camera looking like a baby girl that I am. And I'm a bit actually. I feel like I've been being. Last week I was on the spot. This week I'm still on the spot. Well, I'm not even getting a break. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I think I'll let Rita introduce herself so that from where she is.
Oh, hi. Hi everybody. This is Rita. So
In pajamas.
Yeah, well, you can't see me, so it doesn't matter. But so I've gotten like a lot of questions. People have so many questions to ask you. I'm not even jealous. So yeah, we'll just kick it off. So I'll ask. I'll try to ask as many questions as I can because I know everybody was like, "Please ask these questions." I want to see what she says. So, are you ready? Can we start?
But first, let me shout out to all the people who sent in their questions. Thank you so much for. I think it's a way of supporting us and supporting us create our content. So we really appreciate you. And that was me trying to delay, but. I have nothing else to say.
The show must start.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question.
Okay.
What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life. I was having this discussion with someone yesterday on Tuesday. I think the meaning of life to me should be around what I think just life should just be something you enjoy that brings you happiness and peace, and I feel like it's nearly like a river. It continues flowing and it's peaceful, and there might be tides, but at the same time it's still in its own nature that it is in, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm continuously trying to figure out what essentially what that flow for me means long term. And so I'm kind of figuring it out because I don't want to make my life around career. I don't want to make my life all about money and career and stuff. I just want to find my flow. Then all these other things are just add-ons to it. So I feel like it's just a place where I feel much more calm, much more flow, not essentially balance. I've actually just demystified like balance in my head to just flow and harmony and peace. So anything that feels like that for me, it's just life in a way. Yeah.
That's a good answer. So in terms of balance, so you have somebody here who was asking, how do you balance life? Like, how do you balance the podcast, your work, your social life? What does balance look like?
I feel like at this moment, I feel like there are times where there's not like, if it's like 25%. I feel like there are moments where one thing gets more attention than the other, and that's why I feel like I want to leave the ideology of balance to an ideology of harmony and what needs to be done at that certain time in that certain thing, right? So like in July it was few intensive, so I need to put my energy and my concentration there. This month is working on my business success and making sure that it's balanced and it's working and stuff, like I'm just putting enough structures into it, and work is generally always there. So I feel like there's no time I feel like there's 25, like if it's 50 or 100% in terms of balance. I feel like I insert my energy where I feel it needed at that point in time. And there are places I feel like I've suffered. Sometimes my social life is not as active because I'm too tired sometimes to even want to socialize because you have like so much to do. And I think I'm trying to put in more effort to be more I think more present in terms of everything that I'm doing, and I think for now that's enough until further notice.
Okay. Next question. What's the one thing you believe to be true but most people don't? So what's the one thing you believe to be true but most people don't?
One thing that I believe to be true but most people don't. I don't know what I believe to be true that most people don't. I don't know. I can't think of anything now that I believe to be true, and other people don't. I don't know whether it's a bad for me. I think I just believe that. I feel like society has everything like set. I feel like we essentially don't always have to be what society wants, and sometimes you can be a rebel and just make life to be what you need to be. And I think somehow in my life, because of what I've maybe been through, made me be a rebel in a way to just do what I want to do with my life and not just be like, oh, you want me to make you happy. I don't think that is. I don't know if it's something that I believe alone. I just believe that society is us, and whatever I, as a society person, define this thing to be, then that's what it would be. It's not essentially maybe what everyone else thinks. I'm also society, so I can define what society would mean to me. Yeah. I don't know whether that everyone else believes that, but yeah.
Okay, so next question. At your age, what would you say breaks or makes a person?
What makes or breaks a person? I don't know what would I say breaks or makes a person. I think whatever breaks or makes a person is whatever they believe and choose to believe. That could break or make them.
So what they attach,
whatever they attach more value to. I think actually one of the things my boss told us in today's meeting, when we're shooting, this is a Friday, so my boss told me was like, you being able to do something and you not being able to do something is true to you. So if you say you can't do it, you can't do it, because that's your truth. If you say you can do it, you can do it, and that's your truth. So if you say this situation, I cannot get out of this situation, you won't get out. And if you can be able to get out of that situation, then you can get out. So whatever can make or break you, as I think for me, is whatever you attach value to. Because for me, I feel like I've gone through a process where I felt maybe that would have been the place where I would have lost it. But I feel like I've been able to work through it. And so I think it's whatever you attach value to that can or cannot break you.
That's a good answer. A longer question. You talked about red flags and how to know the red flags. What if you get into a relationship and you don't necessarily see those red flags? Because most of the times when you're in the relationship, you don't see the red flags. So it's like the flag is blowing in your face, so you don't see it.
So what do I do?
Yeah, like
so I enter a relationship and then I'm not seeing these red flags and the red flag is there. What would I do? I don't know if it's because of trauma or whatever things that you have been through, but I feel my senses heighten more when I'm in a relationship. I think a friend would have a red flag and I may not notice it because I'm more comfortable than I would be in a relationship. I think my senses in a way just heighten so much because I think it's the sense of wanting to still be in control despite how I feel about someone. So I want to be more cautious, I'm more observant, I'm more, I don't know, my senses just like heighten more when I'm in a relationship. So I'm not sure whether I would leave a red flag just like that. I think I would say, if I would notice something, I'd say it once. I'll tolerate like once, twice, and then that time I'm out. Yeah, and I think just from observation from relationship I've been in, I think that's how I've been like, I'll be like, okay. Then, okay, I'll say them again. Then next time, just like, okay, so it's not something we are finding grounds on and something that is important to me and you don't feel like you need to be working on, then we move.
Okay, what are your thoughts on children?
What are my thoughts on children? I love children. I would want to have some someday. I don't know, I just feel and they just bring out something in me, sometimes that's or a certain feeling in me of warmth, of love, of care. I don't know. I was actually telling her today how when I spend time with my niece, it just makes me. It just I don't know. It just makes me feel a certain emotion, very intense. Like I just like caring for her. I like when she says she wants to sleep with me, or like I come change her and stuff like that. And even if at times where it's just like, why are you doing that? I still feel so much softness towards her, towards babies and children. I think I don't know. Somehow a part of me can't wait for that season in my life. I can wait, but I can't wait. But I'm also trying to also work through things that I've been through to make sure I'm not passing that to my children, because that's for me so important. How I interact with my niece now, or my nieces, because I have like so many. Is try to be like, if this was my child, what are some of the things that are my issues that I project towards them when they do something. Yeah, so I'm being more conscious, and right now, with the kind of work I'm doing, I think it's also just a way, just apart from making myself, just working on myself, it's just a way also preparing myself for that season in my life when it comes. Yeah, so
Okay. So she wants kids.
yay. Not so many. That is up for discussion.
Okay. So what is your what Kiingereza, Kizungumkuti. What is that something that you really have a passion and focus for in your life?
A passion and focus for in my life. What is that one thing that I have a passion for and focus for in my life? One thing.
Just put in capital letters.
One thing. I think everything that I do just goes to the element of people, serving people. The reason why I do the profession I'm in was to be able to work in projects and just see impact each and every time, because projects don't take long, they have an end. So you work on something, it ends. When I'm doing FIO, my hope is that whoever is watching this is able to be impacted or just learn something or pick up something. Like when people just send us messages and just tell us how our episode really inspired them, or how happy they were, or when they were just tired, they just put on FIO, they were just laughing. It just doesn't have to be like anything so serious. It just can be the laughters and stuff like that are working for you. Everything that I do goes towards people, and even for my business, I'm always trying to put like a social aspect to it, where it has to be there's a child, there's just someone who benefits from what I'm doing, who is smiling or something. So I think impact for me is really, really huge. And even my shift in terms of jobs, that was one of the things, because the motto of our job is at the end of everything you do, there's a patient. So you sit down and think there's someone at the end of this line who, if I mess up, if I do a good job, great. If I don't, then their life actually is at risk. It's just, it's just on another level. So I think at the end of the day, for me, it's the people that get impacted with what I do. Yeah.
That's a good answer. You're giving good answers.
I know. Prepped, and I didn't know these questions. I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing them. I don't even know. I don't even know who sent them. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. If you could have coffee with any historical person, who would it be?
Let's just start from historical.
Historical people in history. Who would you choose?
People in history.
Yeah.
Who would I choose?
And I want to know why. Like, what conversation would you have with that person?
I think for me would be, I've just thought of Wangari Maathai, because I'm in a place in my life where I want to like define a lot of things and what those things mean to me, and her love for environment and what she worked for, like those people who are working around climate change, and those people who are like they're working on very peculiar things, that kind of how did she know that that's what she wanted to do for the long term, that she was ready to lose her life for a tree, and that kind of intensity into her understanding her purpose and just wanting to be like, this is it, and even if it costs me this, I'm ready to put down my life for it, you know. So I think that is the first person who has come to mind, because I think of my environment and we've learned about her and her story. And she's close, so I feel maybe she would be a good person to help me understand how that journey was for her and why it takes such a stand on things, environment or whatever, you know, when she, you know, like when she was being put her hair out and stuff like that, what that meant for her and all that. So yeah, I think she would be one of the, I don't know if she's historical, but
Definitely.
yeah, she would be. Yeah, I think she would be one of the people I would want to have coffee with.
Okay, let's go to a not so serious question.
Yeah, please. I'm dying.
I don't think this is any better. But because you were so enthusiastic, I was not supposed to ask it. Are you single? Are you single, Leah? This is a two-part question. Are you single? Are you single, yes or no? Do you have someone special?
I don't think I have someone special. Am I single? Yes. I think I'd say I'm single. Yeah. I won't explain it. I think that's it.
Okay. What do they call them? I don't want to generalize, but it's out there in the streets.
Yeah.
Okay. When are you most proud of yourself?
I think every time I do anything that hits a milestone that you want to do, like I celebrate small things. For me, like when I finish a course, I'm very proud of myself. When I go, like I had something I needed to finish at work, I feel like so good. When we decide to buy something, and for me, it doesn't always have to be like big monumental things. That's when I'm like, oh, Leah, you're doing great. No, just like small things are things that keep me going, and those are my proud moments. Like when I wake up and go to the gym and I don't want to, I'm just like, you did this. Like those small things are what keep me going, even during the day or something. Yeah, just small things for me doing. That's it.
And what should you say is your biggest motivator? What is your biggest motivator?
So I think, for my analysis, I think one of the biggest motivators is knowing to some extent, despite having everyone else, that I don't have like a very stable landing place when it comes to like my parents or such people are not there. Like some form of like I understand that some people might not have that so much grace towards me because I'm not like their child, so I feel like I have to always be on my toes in a way, and make sure that I know that I have owned my life and that whatever choice that I make, good or bad, it's me to take on whatever consequences that comes with. So that is a constant reminder to keep me motivated every single day. Yeah.
Okay.
That was an emotional one.
Yeah. You need a moment. You can do 5 seconds. You can count to 5 and then we continue.
Yeah.
You're good? Okay. What do you think the world will look like in 20 years? Tuanze tu na locally. What do you think Kenya would look like, and then the world in general?
20 years. Kenya. I don't know. I feel when I'm so happy to see a lot of women in leadership, because that for me says that there are so many opportunities for me now as a woman in this country to go for higher and better positions without question of you're a woman, you know, and just seen people put so much trust, so much confidence in women in this election, really makes me very, very happy. And so long term, I feel like gender equality, mostly when it comes to things that we usually don't need to, it's not a woman or a man's thing, like it's just about us being intelligent, your values or whatever, like some such things, like it might be a better space then. I'm hoping that we continue the same progress, and I think that's something that's very keen to me for someone who would want to, be in leadership positions, maybe not politically, but professionally and stuff like that. And I feel like Kenya is a very free country in a way. So I feel we have so much to explore. I feel like sometimes we allow too much politics and stuff to kind of limit us in terms of the kind of growth we could have. And I think if we just, I don't know who needs to perpetuate this or who needs to do that for us, but I feel like we have so much that we can do. As the world, we are becoming so liberal. So I think you understanding yourself and you knowing yourself will be the most important thing. That will be the baseline. You understanding who you are, you understanding your values, that will be the baseline. Otherwise, there's so much even now in things identity, or you have to define yourself, or who are you, and stuff like that are becoming so fluid. But at that time, I can imagine all these things that we usually used to kind of identify ourselves with might be different. So I think you getting to understand yourself, self-identity would be the most important thing you would have as a person at that point in lifetime. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. If you want 10 million, Kesho, what would you spend it on? 10 million.
10 million.
Yeah. Like, given what you know now.
What would I spend it on?
Yeah.
I think first I'd take time to plan for it. Not in a hurry. I don't think I like spending if I don't need to spend. So I'm just going to take time, plan, check what investments I want to put money in, and put money there. Some money I'll risk, some money I'll take medium risks, some money small risks. So just seeing what essentially I want to do with it, and then I'm not sure, I wouldn't say straight up this or straight up that for now, but since I'm kind of getting to understand how investments work in different areas or sectors that I would want to get in, then I'll just take my time with it, not be in a hurry. Just spend it, but make sure that I appropriate it well. Doesn't mean kuna pesa itapotea, but
I know, because the moment that 10 million gets into your bank account, I'm like, which club are we going to?
You, yeah.
Okay. Next question. What is the best tip for making the world a better place?
Oh, the best tip of making the world a better place. I think allowing people to just be themselves. That's the best tip for allowing the world to be a better place. And just understanding that sometimes, I think one of the best quotes I like that G-Shit is shared on this podcast. Oh my god, this podcast for discuss issues around men, with Justin Baldoni. You know it.
Yeah.
So where he says that one of the things that he appreciates is that he doesn't always have to be understood, and just having, I feel like it would be a better place where we stopped putting our expectation on other people and our own opinions on other people and just letting people just be. I think the other quote that I also kind of related to that was Jay Shetty asked Will Smith what would be one rule that he would put in place that the whole world needs to follow, and he said that it would be when somebody says something, you repeat it until they agree that's what they meant. That's when you answer it. And so I feel like we are always in clashes and all these heartbreaks and stuff like that, because we never get to a place where we just want to allow others to be or want to understand the other person without it being about you and about you being right or wrong. Yeah,
that's amazing. It's actually the best way to listen.
Yeah.
Repeat and then you can answer.
Yeah, then you can answer. Yeah.
Cool. If you got pregnant today,
what
would you do?
What is up?
I don't know. It's like the universe is communicating.
I'm supposed to get pregnant today. Oh my god, what should I do? If if I was gonna, I think I'd just keep the baby and we just bring up the baby. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I would choose different. If I was to get pregnant today, I'd take care of the baby, despite. Yeah.
So whether or not the other person is there.
Yes, they are. And whether it's not what would essentially make it a relationship or not a relationship. Or like we have to get married or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I would allow the other person to be in that child's life. I think me not having my parents around kinda made me want to like understand what the role of each parent is in this child's life. So I wouldn't want them to miss the experience. If they choose not to be part of the experience, that's okay. But I wouldn't want them to miss being part of their child's life. I think that's important, despite whatever the situation is between me and them. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a tricky question.
It
like a
is.
friend asked that question.
It's not a bad question. It's
Not a bad question. It's a good question, but
maybe our friend is pregnant.
yeah, maybe our friend is pregnant.
I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird question because I was thinking, why ask it, why not? But I was like, to hell. Oh, this is a good one so that we can argue. Who do you call when you need advice?
You. Yeah, did I put a disclaimer on that? I wouldn't even.
No,
I
but
don't even want to argue.
no.
But it's true.
Oh.
It's true. I feel like I don't think I have such a close person. I think we are very close. So most times it's you. Yeah.
Okay. Another question. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, because you'll hate me for the next one after this one. What is your favorite family tradition?
I think currently gifting. And I've seen gifting make like my older sister very happy. And the fact that she's even adopting it like means a lot.
Yeah.
And the fact that in our family it doesn't have to be such a big thing. It just needs to like be small things, and that makes someone happy. The fact that you remembered and you did something. I think that one. I think the other one that I miss maybe was to watch like during Christmas we used to sleep at. We never used to sleep Christmas Eve, just watching like some old romantic, foolish crying movies. Yeah, so I think those traditions. I miss the other one because we don't do it nowadays. You're becoming old, so you just sleep. But I like the new gifting, appreciating. It doesn't always have to be birthdays. Just like I appreciate you, thank you, or congratulations for this and that. I think that's a culture that I would want to keep going.
Yeah. And for Christmas Eve, High School Musical.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But now we look for like something more older, that could make us cry.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. Just make us cry.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I should ask this one. I think you're going to be political.
Okay. Ask it, let me see. And that's a dangerous one. If you're thinking it that much, then that has to be very.
And I'm going to even explain because I've had to Google.
Okay.
So, do you believe hypergamy exists?
Can
I tell you what?
I don't even know what the hell is that.
So, hypergamy is the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. I don't even think it should be a. Okay.
I don't. Okay. What? Sorry. Please repeat the question with the meaning.
So, do you believe hypergamy exists? So, do you believe people marry or form sexual relationships with people of superior sociological or educational backgrounds?
If people do?
Yeah, like do you believe people, like let's say for example women, intentionally marry people with like superior sociological, let's say somebody, like do you believe women intentionally date men with cars, with a better standing in society, or men date women who look a certain way, rangiatao kind of aspect, Like, do you believe in those things? And what is your position on it?
Wow. Do I think people do it? I think people do. I hate generalizing. I really hate generalizing things. Do I think people do it? I think people do. Yes, there are people who are very open that they're doing this for the car and for the material things and for stuff like that. So I don't think it's actually something very abnormal to see in our society currently, right? Whether that's men or women, I think it has become something that is of a norm, mostly from a financing perspective, if I may say. I also think there are people who also get together because of intelligence or psychological or like what they think and they understand and their belief system and stuff like that. I think you have to align with someone on something to actually have it work. So it can be maybe you agree that you're here for the money and that works for you and you're here for whatever. So I think people do these things for different things and can be whatever it works for them. What is my stand on hypergamy? Whether I would go for a wealthy person or
would you endorse?
I don't think. I think for me, it's whether you have or you don't have, like, if there's, because there has to be something that starts out the conversation for you to get to a point where now you're like comfortable. I think for me, I've had conversations with also people who have smart and stuff and all those things that people would say, and we didn't form a connection. It wasn't like I had to go through. Yeah, for me, it's just I just go with the flow. Like, is it we like understanding each other, we forming a connection? But it is important for me that we are having good conversations, because I think I'm a subsexual person, so we have to connect intellectually from the mind. We have to connect belief wise, like some of the beliefs have to align, maybe not all, but we have to align some. Fundamentals have to align. And I also think someone who puts in the work. I know people say finances, but I don't want to be multi-million, whatever. But I think just how you think around money, I think your belief system around things is important, because that will make me understand how you would ever, in maybe in different situation, approach that situation.
That was not a tricky question.
It wasn't as much. Because I feel like it's general. Like, you can say, I feel like the society, like, not society, I feel people are so different that saying people should not marry for money or people should not marry for this, I just feel let people do whatever they need to do as long as it works for them. Full stop. Mic drop. Yeah.
Okay, so the last few, I think the last like one or two, chill. Okay. Chill. I don't know if this is something you do, but what's your biggest secret? Do you have one that I don't know?
Wow. There's one within myself. So I cannot reveal it if it's a secret. No.
I'm sorry for the person who asked. I really tried. I think then we can do a last one.
Okay.
Let's see. What is more important for you? Legacy, the legacy you leave behind, or the life you live now? So you can wrap up with that question.
The legacy I leave behind.
Or the life you live now. What is more important?
The legacy I leave behind, and I think maybe any of the two. I would just want to leave a legacy to the people that matter to me. I would want the people that matter to me to kind of have an impact in their lives. But also enjoy my life now, because and part of my enjoying my life right now is being with the people that I care about. Then I'm already leaving my legacy through them. So and we wrap it up.
Yep.
There.
It's a wrap.
Just that. Yani, those are just the questions. Like,
wow.
What? Like, they would have done better, right? Anyway, I'm joking. Those were so good questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being tuned in, for watching this video. I hope you've watched all the other videos that you've released. I think episode 11 and episode 12 are all videos, and episode 12 is hilarious. Let me tell you should run there and make sure that you watch it. I think it's one of my best episodes so far. Not that the rest are not interesting, but that one was just down on the floor. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you follow us on we_r_fio on Instagram and on TikTok, and make sure that you subscribe on the subscription button down there, and hit the notification bell so that every time we upload a new episode, they notify you. Yeah, so thank you so much. Also follow us in all podcast platforms. Anywhere you want to listen to us from, whether that's Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, Castbox, name them. We are there. So make sure you go there, follow us, share with your friends, share with your family, and see you next time. Bye-bye.